The cashier looked at me with that pitying expression as my debit card got declined for the third time. "Ma'am, do you have another form of payment?" Behind me, Sophia clutched her lunch money, 2 crumpled dollars that wouldn't cover half our groceries. That's when I realized my daughter hadn't just abandoned us. She'd stolen every penny we had. If you're watching this, subscribe and let me know where you're watching from, because this gets insane. I'm Dorothy Richardson, 69, retired English teacher from Toledo. 3 days ago, I thought this was typical mother-daughter drama. My daughter Rachel had been acting strange since dating Marcus. Something about his too-perfect smile never sat right with me. "Grandma, you're doing that face again," Sophia said from our kitchen table. "What face?" "The one that means you think someone's lying." Smart kid. At 11, Sophia had already figured out more about people than most adults. She'd been sleeping in my room lately, claiming nightmares, but I suspected she wanted to avoid hearing Rachel and Marcus argue. That morning started like disaster. Rachel's bedroom door was wide open, unusual since she'd been slamming it shut for weeks. The bed was made. Rachel hadn't made her bed since she was Sophia's age. Her clothes were gone. Makeup, shoes, even that ridiculous $200 purse. On her pillow sat folded notebook paper with handwriting I barely recognized. "Mom, I need space to figure things out. Don't look for me. Tell Sophia I love her. Maybe someday I'll be back. Rachel." The handwriting looked shaky, uncertain. Not Rachel's usual confident scrawl. Sophia appeared, rubbing her eyes. "Where's Mom?" "Work trip," I lied. Sophia studied the empty room with sharp brown eyes that missed nothing. She took everything. But Rachel wouldn't leave without saying goodbye to Sophia. She definitely wouldn't leave without Sophia's stuffed elephant still sitting on the dresser. Real panic hit at the grocery store when my card declined. Then, the second card. At the ATM, 0.00. I called the bank with shaking hands while Sophia waited in our old Honda. "Mrs. Richardson, several large transfers from your account last night between midnight and 3 a.m., the rep said. "All authorized with correct PIN and security questions." "I didn't authorize anything. Transfers went to Rachel Richardson's account. She's an authorized user." I hung up. Rachel had access because we pooled money for rent, groceries, Sophia's school supplies. I'd trusted my own daughter. "Grandma, are we in trouble?" Sophia's voice was small. I looked at this brilliant child who deserved better. Time for my first real decision in 3 days. "Sophia, I need to tell you the truth." 20 minutes later, I'd explained everything. Rachel gone, money gone, police dismissive. "Adults can leave whenever they want," the officer had shrugged. "Give it a few days." Sophia listened with intense focus. When I finished, she was quiet. "Grandma, can I see the note?" I watched her study it like ancient code. "This handwriting is wrong," she said finally. "Mom writes ours completely different, and she misspelled maybe. Mom's a good speller." My heart stopped. "What are you saying?" Sophia looked up with eyes too serious for 11. "I don't think Mom wrote this note." That's when I realized we weren't dealing with a selfish daughter running off with her boyfriend. We were dealing with something much worse. Next morning, I marched to the police station with Sophia and that suspicious note. Officer Martinez looked 25 and had probably never handled anything more serious than parking tickets. "Mrs. Richardson, we discussed this yesterday," he said, barely glancing at the note. "Your daughter's an adult. But the handwriting, people's handwriting changes when emotional." He slid the note back. "Unless you have evidence of a crime." I stood with dignity. "Come on, Sophia. We're wasting time." In the parking lot, Sophia tugged my sleeve. "What if we find our own evidence?" "Like what?" "You always said solve problems by asking right questions. Can we talk to Mrs. Chen? She watches everyone from her window." Mrs. Parker was watering plants when we approached. "Oh, Dorothy, how's Rachel? I saw her leave with that boyfriend night before last. She looked tired." My blood went cold. "What time?" "Around 11. I was watching late TV." She walked really slowly, like sick. He had his arm around her waist, helping her to the car. "Did she seem happy?" Mrs. Parker frowned. "Happy? No, pale as a ghost. I almost called out, but Marcus waved real friendly. So I figured flu." Back inside, Sophia sat at our old laptop. "Research," she announced, fingers flying. "Marcus Thompson, right?" "That's what he said. There are 3 Marcus Thompsons arrested in Ohio past 5 years." She pulled up mugshots. One looked familiar. This one was arrested in Cleveland for fraud. This one in Cincinnati for domestic violence and theft. My hands clenched. 25 years teaching high school. I'd seen signs of abuse. How had I missed them? Sophia found more. Woman reports, missing after boyfriend empties bank accounts. Police say she left voluntarily. The blonde woman looked Rachel's age. Missing 8 months. I called Officer Martinez with our findings. He sounded annoyed. Finding people with same names proves nothing. Marcus is common, but the photos could be anyone. Unless your daughter contacts asking for help, nothing we can do. I hung up frustrated. He won't help, will he? Sophia asked. No. Then we help Mom ourselves. Something in her tone made me look carefully. This wasn't scared 11-year-old anymore. This was someone who'd made a decision. Over the next hour, Sophia showed me things that spun my teacher brain. Bank accounts searchable online. Social media revealing too much information. Phone numbers traced to addresses. How do you know this? Internet safety class taught what people can find. I learned how to find instead of hide. By sunset, we'd discovered Marcus had used 3 addresses in 1 year. His social media showed photos with 5 different women over 2 years, all posting about their amazing new boyfriend, then going silent. The pattern in timestamps made my blood run cold. Dayton woman posted about Marcus in March, nothing after April 15th. Columbus woman December, stopped January 20th. They all went silent after 4 to 6 weeks, I finished. Rachel had been dating Marcus 3 months. I realized my daughter wasn't coming home alone. If we wanted to see her again, we'd have to bring her home ourselves. I spent that night pacing while Sophia slept peacefully. At 3 a.m., I decided to break some rules. Next morning, Sophia and I sat with the laptop and my neat teacher notes, organized, purposeful. If we're doing this, we're doing it right. What do we know? Sophia had organized everything into piles. Marcus dates women briefly before they disappear. Always has access to money. Targets women with children or family. He's not picking random victims. He targets women with something to steal and people who won't look hard when they run away. We spent morning calling Marcus's previous addresses. Most disconnected, but a Dayton landlord remembered him. That guy was trouble. Rented with blonde woman, seemed nice but nervous. 1 day gone, owing 2 months' rent. The woman's name? Jennifer Walsh. Had little boy, maybe 8. Sophia was typing. Jennifer's Facebook showed birthday parties. School plays, then nothing. Last post 6 months ago. So grateful for wonderful new boyfriend Marcus. Finally found happily ever after. Comments broke my heart. Friends asking where she was. Sister begging her to call. Mother posting, please come home. We found Jennifer's missing person report. Police response identical. Adult left voluntarily. We need to find where he takes them. Sophia nodded. I have an idea you won't like. She was right. I hated it. Simple plan. Sophia creates fake profile of single mother, gets Marcus to contact her, see if he follows patterns. Absolutely not. Dangerous and illegal. I won't meet him. Just see if he suggests same places, asks same questions. Against better judgment, I helped create Lisa Martinez, divorced mother from Cincinnati with 9-year-old son. Within hours, Marcus sent friend request. Within 4 hours, messaging about her beauty and wanting to take her somewhere special. He's asking about savings account, Sophia said. Disgusted. Over 2 days, we watched Marcus work. Same restaurant in Louisville he'd suggested to previous victims. Same questions about family, work, childcare. Thursday evening changed everything. Marcus asked Lisa about romantic weekend. He knows perfect place, quiet and private. The location made my heart stop. Cabin in Tennessee, middle of nowhere. I think we found where he takes them. But when Sophia checked property records, the owner wasn't Marcus Thompson. It was registered under Rachel Richardson. My daughter wasn't just victim. She'd become part of this. I stared at that screen, trying to understand. Rachel owned the cabin 6 months ago, 3 months before meeting Marcus. Maybe identity theft, Sophia suggested. Maybe. I didn't believe it. That night, sleepless, I gathered every paper with Rachel's signature. At dawn, Sophia found me comparing handwriting like forensic detective. What are you doing? Looking for truth. I held up documents. Look at these signatures. They're different. Either someone's been forging Rachel's signature or… I couldn't finish. Or Mom's been practicing writing differently, Sophia said quietly. The thought sickened me. Had Rachel planned this? Worked with Marcus, targeting her own mother? But pieces didn't fit. Why did Mrs. Chen say Rachel looked sick? Why didn't she take Sophia's stuffed elephant? We need to know about that cabin. Sophia pulled up satellite images. Isolated property, thick woods, one road, perfect for hiding someone. Marcus sent Lisa a dress in Louisville tonight, Sophia said strangely. I looked at messages. Marcus was moving fast, faster than usual. Something had spooked him. He's escalating. Whatever happened with Rachel changed his timeline. Do you think he knows we're looking? Before I could answer, my phone rang. Unknown number. Dorothy? Weak, strained, but unmistakably Rachel's voice. Rachel, where are you? Are you okay? Mom, listen carefully. Stop looking for me. It's dangerous. Tell me where you are. No, you don't understand. Take Sophia and leave town. Go to Aunt Linda. Please. Sophia grabbed my arm. I put phone on speaker. Rachel, you're scaring me. Long pause. Mom, I messed up bad. But if you keep digging, he'll hurt Sophia. Hurt you. Please go. Who? Marcus? Another pause. Marcus isn't his real name. And he's not working alone. Line went dead. Sophia and I stared at each other. Then she said, We need police now. I dialed with shaking hands. Officer Martinez voicemail. I tried main number. This is Dorothy Richardson. My daughter's been kidnapped and called warning we're in danger. Transferring to Detective Williams. Finally, someone serious. Detective Williams asked smart questions. Fake profile, Tennessee cabin, Rachel's warning about multiple people. Pack bags and go somewhere safe while we investigate. Family out of state? You believe us? We've been tracking multi-state fraud ring targeting single mothers. Your daughter's case fits perfectly. She called means they're moving her. Gives us window. Relief flooded through me. First, pack light and leave. Don't tell anyone where you're going. I'm sending officers, but I want you gone first. Why? If this ring's operated successfully for years, they probably have someone watching. I looked out our window. Mrs. Parker watering plants again, like every day since this started. Conveniently outside when Rachel left voluntarily. Mrs. Parker, who knew everyone's business, who'd made point of saying she saw Rachel leave willingly. Mrs. Parker, currently on phone while staring at our window. Sophia, we need to leave now. But heading for back door, I realized we might be too late. Mrs. Chen wasn't only one watching. Man in baseball cap sat in car across street, and he'd been there 2 days. We slipped out back like fugitives. Sophia clutched her backpack with laptop and evidence while I carried clothes and cash. We're going, she whispered. Library, public place, internet, and Aunt Linda gets home from her walk now. Toledo Public Library had been my second home during teaching years. I knew every corner, every exit. Mrs. Patterson at Reference had helped people escape abuse for decades. Dorothy, what's wrong? Mrs. Patterson's concern was immediate. 5 minutes later, I'd explained everything. She listened with focused attention that comes from real crisis experience. Need to leave Toledo today. Not bus or plane. Too trackable. My nephew runs delivery service. Can get you to Columbus in furniture truck. While she arranged transportation, Sophia and I used library computers to call Aunt Linda in Clearwater. Dorothy, thank God. I've had worst feeling about you and Rachel for weeks. I told her everything. Long pause after. Dorothy, if Rachel was forced to buy that property, they've been using her identity months. They have social security, bank information, everything. What's that mean? They can track you anywhere you use credit cards, rent hotels, anything requiring identification. You need completely off-grid. Sophia took notes. Face too serious for her age. Aunt Linda, how do we find Mom if we can't use computers? Sweetheart, you've done amazing work. Now let professionals handle this while you stay safe. What if professionals don't find her in time? Question I'd feared asking. What if Detective Williams couldn't locate Tennessee cabin? What if Marcus moved Rachel again? Then we'll deal when it happens. Right now, survival is priority. Mrs. Patterson returned. Nephew could pick us up in 2 hours. Time for crucial call. Detective Williams had updates. We've contacted Tennessee authorities about cabin. Planning raid tonight, but I need to warn you. Property appears empty. Heart sank. Empty? No vehicles. No recent activity. If your daughter was there, they moved her. Sophia grabbed my arm. Ask about other women. My granddaughter wants to know about other missing women. Jennifer Walsh from Dayton, others we identified. Pause. That's what I called about. We've contacted other jurisdictions. This operation's much larger than believed. At least 12 women disappeared using same pattern past 3 years. 12 women? None found? 2 turned up different states after months, alive but traumatized. Claimed they couldn't remember where held. Others, he didn't finish. Sophia was typing furiously, pulling up missing person reports. Faces on screen heartbreaking, mothers, daughters, sisters, all with hopeful smiles in last posts with Marcus or similar men. How do we know my daughter's alive? Because she called. Because someone's still using her identity for purchases. And frankly, Mrs. Richardson, dead people don't generate ongoing income for criminals. Harsh truth, but accurate. Rachel worth more alive. After hanging up, Sophia and I sat surrounded by nightmare evidence. I know Aunt Linda and Detective want us hiding, but what if they can't find Mom? Then we'll figure another way. Promise? I looked at my granddaughter. Brilliant. Brave. Far too young for this. But she was Rachel's daughter, with Richardson's stubborn streak that never quit. Promise. What I didn't say, I'd decided if authorities hadn't found Rachel in 2 weeks, I was bringing Sophia back north and finishing what we started. Somewhere out there, my daughter was trapped with monsters destroying families. I hadn't taught teenagers for 25 years just to give up on my most important lesson: never leave family behind. Aunt Linda's Clearwater house felt like different world. Palm trees, ocean breeze, peaceful retirement I'd imagined. Instead, Sophia and I sat at kitchen table, staring at laptop, waiting for updates that never came. 5 days since Tennessee raid found empty cabin and evidence of hasty departure. Detective Williams called mornings with same update. Following leads, working jurisdictions, making progress. Didn't feel like progress. Grandma, look. Sophia had been monitoring missing persons websites obsessively. Jennifer Walsh from Dayton? Her sister posted update yesterday. Jennifer called family for first time in 6 months. I read the post. Jennifer's sister wrote, Jenny called today. She's alive and safe but can't tell us where yet. Said to watch news, something big about to happen. Working on coming home, I repeated. What's that mean? Sophia was pulling up news sites. Look at this. Small Kentucky news item caught attention. Multi-state fraud ring, bust nets 7 arrests. Brief article mentioned operation targeting single mothers across Midwest. Phone rang before I could finish reading. Mrs. Richardson? Detective Williams, I have news. Good or bad? Mixed. We made significant arrests yesterday in Kentucky and Tennessee. Fraud ring your daughter got caught up in is largely dismantled. Sophia grabbed my hand. And Rachel? Complicated. We found evidence she's alive, but wasn't at rated locations. We think she may be working with us. What's that mean? Your daughter may be helping law enforcement locate other victims. Can't give details over phone, but Rachel is smart and brave. After hanging up, Sophia and I sat stunned. Rachel wasn't just victim, helping rescue other women. That explains the call, Sophia said. Why she told us stop looking and leave town. She was probably already working with police. Made sense, but made me furious. Why hadn't anyone told us? Why spend week terrified for Rachel's life when she was safe enough to help investigations? Linda found us hour later, still processing. You both look like you've seen ghosts. I explained Detective Williams' call. Linda listened with expression of someone dealing with law enforcement for decades. Dorothy, understand something about undercover operations. If Rachel's helping police locate victims, telling you details could have endangered her life and yours. But we're family. Exactly why they couldn't risk you accidentally revealing something blowing her cover. Sophia looked up. Does this mean Mom's coming home soon? Don't know, sweetheart, but it means she's safe. That afternoon, Linda insisted beach walk. Clearwater Beach crowded with tourists, families building sandcastles, teenagers playing volleyball. Normal life continuing while our world remained suspended. Do you think Mom will be sane when she comes back? Sophia asked, watching sunset. Question haunting me for days. What trauma had Rachel endured? What had she seen helping police? Would she trust people again? People change after difficult experiences, I said carefully. But important parts of who your mom is, love for you, strength, stubborn determination to do right, those don't change. Sophia nodded. But I saw worry in her eyes. 11 years old, more stress in 2 weeks than most adults face yearly. That night, I found Sophia crying with laptop, staring at Rachel's photos from before nightmare began. I miss her. Me too. What if she doesn't want to come back? What if helping other women makes her realize we're just boring? Heart broke a little. Sophia, look at me. Your mom didn't get involved for adventures or because regular life wasn't exciting. She got pulled into something terrible. Now she's making sure it doesn't happen to other families. But what if she likes being important? Honey, your mom's been making real difference your entire life. Raising you, caring for our family, being there for people she loves. That's most important work anyone can do. Next morning brought news changing everything again. Detective Williams called 7 a.m. Need you and Sophia back in Toledo. Why? Is Rachel okay? Rachel's fine, but we need Sophia's help. And it has to be done from your original location. What kind of help? The kind only someone with Sophia's computer skills can provide. Your granddaughter may have been more right about this case than any of us realized. Flight back to Toledo felt surreal. Returning to crime scene that had been home. Detective Williams met us with 2 officers and woman in dark suit, introducing herself as Agent Sarah Mitchell from FBI. FBI? This escalated beyond local police? What your family uncovered was tip of much larger operation, Agent Chen explained. Human trafficking ring spanning 8 states, operating over 5 years. Sophia walked between us, listening intently. Where's my mom? Safe, and she's been asking about you constantly. They drove us to nondescript office building downtown. Inside looked like high-tech command center, multiple screens showing maps, photos, data streams I couldn't understand. Sitting at computer station, looking tired but determined, was Rachel. Mom! Sophia ran across room into Rachel's arms. I followed slowly, taking in my daughter's appearance. She'd lost weight, had dark circles, but was alert and focused in a way I hadn't seen since she was Sophia's age. Hi, Mom, Rachel said softly. Are you okay? I'm okay, and I'm sorry. For everything. Agent Mitchell gave us reunion minutes, then business. Rachel's been working with us past 10 days helping locate and rescue victims. She's been extraordinarily brave, provided intelligence helping shut down 3 operation cells. Why all the secrecy? Why couldn't you tell us she was safe? Rachel answered. Because, Mom, I wasn't safe. Not completely. People still wanted me dead because of what I knew. What did you know? Rachel and Agent Chen exchanged glances. Show them. Wall covered with photos and connecting strings, like detective show. But these weren't actors. Real women, real families torn apart. Marcus, real name Michael Torres, wasn't working alone, Rachel said. Operation had recruiters, money launderers, transportation, people who handled disposal. I felt sick. Disposal? Women who asked too many questions or tried escaping, Agent Chen said grimly. We found 4 grave sites in 3 states. Sophia spoke up. Mom, how did you figure this out? Rachel smiled. First real smile in months. From you, actually. Remember teaching me about patterns when you learned data analysis in school? Sophia nodded. I started applying that thinking to everything I observed. Marcus always used same pickup lines, restaurants, timeline. But more than that, same type backup support. What do you mean? Like Mrs. Chen next door. She wasn't nosy neighbor, she was spotter. Her job was identifying potential targets and confirming when successfully taken. Blood ran cold. Mrs. Chen was part of this? Agent Mitchell nodded. Arrested 3 days ago. She'd been feeding information to Ring for 2 years about single mothers in your neighborhood who might be vulnerable. But she seemed so nice, Sophia said. That was the point, Rachel replied. Everyone in operation seemed normal, helpful, trustworthy. That's how they got away with it so long. Agent Mitchell pulled up chair. Which brings us to why we asked you back. Sophia, your grandmother mentioned you're very good with computers. Sophia glanced at me nervously. I'm okay. We've recovered encrypted hard drives from operation, but tech team's having trouble with passwords. Rachel thinks you might help because you know how Marcus thinks. For next hour, I watched my 11-year-old granddaughter work with FBI agents decoding criminal passwords using her knowledge of predator psychology. Impressive and heartbreaking simultaneously. He uses children's names backwards, combined with date he first contacted them, Sophia announced. Jennifer Walsh's son is Tyler. Marcus messaged her March 15th. Password is RelyT035. Agent Mitchell tried it. Worked. Sophia, you just helped access files leading to probably dozen more arrests. As tech team analyzed newly accessible data, Rachel sat with Sophia and me. I need to tell you both what really happened. Truth about how I got mixed up in this. I braced myself. Marcus didn't randomly target me. He approached me because Mrs. Chen told him I was single mother with older parent who had savings. So this was planned from beginning? Yes. But Mom, what I didn't know until later was they'd been watching our family for months. They knew about Sophia's computer skills, your retirement savings. They knew exactly how much money we had and best way to access it. The real test of our family was about to begin. Agent Mitchell's phone call changed room energy immediately. She spoke in low, urgent tones while Rachel, Sophia, and I watched her expression grow concerned. We have a problem, she announced after hanging up. One of encrypted files Sophia helped access contained a kill order. My blood went cold. A what? Instructions to eliminate Rachel and anyone in her family who might have information about operation. Rachel's face went white. She pulled Sophia closer. But we shut down the operation. You made arrests. We shut down parts we could find. Mrs. Richardson, this was sophisticated criminal enterprise with multiple cells. People giving orders were never ones getting hands dirty. Agent Mitchell showed us printed email from decrypted files. Even with redactions, message was terrifying. R. Richardson and family represent ongoing security threat. Recommend immediate resolution. Immediate resolution? Sophia's voice was small. It means they want us dead, Rachel said bluntly. All of us. So what do we do? Agent Mitchell pulled up chair. Options. We can put you in witness protection until we identify and arrest people at top of organization. Witness protection? Sophia looked between Rachel and me. Like new names and moving far away? That's one option. Other is we use you as bait to draw them out. Room went silent. Even background typing and phone calls seemed to pause. Absolutely not, I said immediately. Mrs. Richardson, let me explain. No, these people have put my family through enough. But Rachel looked thoughtful. What would using us as bait involve? Rachel, no. Mom, listen. If we disappear into witness protection, they'll find other families to target. Other women will go missing. Other children will lose mothers. Agent Mitchell nodded. Rachel's right. Frankly, you're safer if we identify remaining leadership and shut them down completely, rather than hiding from them. Sophia had been quiet, but now spoke up. Would the plan involve me using computers again? Possibly. Why? I've been thinking since we decoded passwords. Sophia looked at Rachel. Mom, when you were with Marcus, did he make phone calls where he had to check with someone before making decisions? Yes, always calling someone he called the boss before doing anything important. And did those calls happen at specific times? Rachel frowned, thinking. Usually around 9 p.m. and always on Sundays. Sophia looked at Agent Mitchell. If we can figure out who the boss is and when they communicate, maybe we can set trap. I stared at my granddaughter, torn between pride and terror. Sophia, this isn't computer game. These people kill families, which is why we need to stop them, she replied with quiet determination that reminded me of myself at that age. Agent Mitchell was clearly interested. What are you thinking? If they want to eliminate us, they have to find us first, right? What if we let them think they found us, but actually we control where and when meeting happens? That's essentially what I was suggesting, but it would require all three of you to participate, and risks are significant. Rachel stood and started pacing. Habit inherited from me. What exactly would we have to do? We'd establish you in safe house that appears vulnerable, but is actually heavily monitored and protected. We'd let information leak that you're there. When they come for you, we'd be ready. And if something goes wrong, then we have backup plans for backup plans. But Mrs. Richardson, I won't lie, there are no guarantees in this kind of operation. Sophia was staring at wall of photos showing missing women. How many families are they going to destroy if we don't stop them? Question none of us wanted to answer. Rachel sat back down, took my hand. Mom, I know this is scary, it's terrifying, but I've seen what these people do to women, what they did to me. I can't live in hiding, knowing they're still out there. And I can't live with losing you again. You won't lose me. We're stronger now than before this started. All of us. Looking around room, at Agent Mitchell with professional competence, at Rachel with hard-won courage, at Sophia with remarkable combination of innocence and intelligence. What would you need from us? I heard myself asking. Exactly what you've been doing, being family that doesn't give up on each other. But what I discovered next changed everything about how dangerous this plan really was. Safe House looked like every suburban home on Oak Drive. White siding, small yard, basketball hoop. What neighbors didn't know was the family who'd moved in Tuesday had more security than most government buildings. Sophia adapted to routine with surprising ease. She attended Jefferson Elementary under real name while wearing tracking device and carrying modified phone, allowing Agent Mitchell's team constant location monitoring. It's like being secret agent, she told me Wednesday night making dinner. Except everything's real. Rachel struggled more. 3 weeks captivity followed by 10 days undercover left her jumping at unexpected sounds, checking locks multiple times nightly. How are you holding up? I asked as we sat on back porch after Sophia's bedtime. Some days I feel strong, like I can handle anything. Other days, she gestured vaguely. Other days I wonder if I'll ever feel safe again. That's normal after trauma. Is it? Because I keep thinking about those other women, one still missing. Jennifer Walsh got out, but others? What if we can't find them? Before I could answer, Agent Mitchell appeared at back door. Sorry to interrupt, but we have development. Inside, she showed us intercepted communications between known ring members. Messages were coded, but FBI translation was clear. Someone planned to contact our family within 48 hours. Contact how? Rachel asked. Not sure yet, but they seem to know you're here. Sophia, who should have been asleep, appeared in kitchen doorway wearing pajamas. Did someone call the house phone? We all stared. Why would you ask? Agent Mitchell said. Because it rang while you were outside, but when I answered, nobody said anything. They just hung up. Agent Mitchell immediately radioed surveillance team. Within minutes, we learned 3 different homes on our street had received similar hang-up calls past hour. They're testing to see who answers, Agent Mitchell realized. They know someone's here trying to figure which house. So what do? We let them figure it out. Thursday morning, Sophia went to school as usual while Rachel and I stayed home, maintaining normal routines while knowing we were watched. Agent Mitchell explained appearing too cautious would tip off surveillance. Around noon, Rachel was in kitchen when she suddenly went still. Mom, there's someone at back door. I moved carefully to see outside. Man in delivery uniform stood on back porch, but no delivery truck in sight. Rachel was reaching for panic button when man knocked. Mrs. Richardson? I have delivery for Rachel Richardson. We looked at each other. We hadn't ordered anything. Just a minute, I called, pressing panic button. Within 30 seconds, I could hear movement in houses on either side. Agent Chen's voice through hidden speakers. Keep him talking. We're positioning assets. I opened back door, but kept screen locked between us. What kind of delivery? He held up small package. Overnight express from her former employer. Said it was important she get this today. Rachel joined me. I don't have a former employer. I've been taking care of my daughter and mother. Man's expression shifted slightly, confirming what we suspected. Ma'am, sender was very specific about address and urgency. Who was the sender? He looked down at clipboard and I saw him reach for something under jacket. That's when Agent Mitchell and 3 other agents came around both house corners simultaneously, weapons drawn. FBI, put your hands where we can see them. Fake delivery man dropped package and ran. 2 agents chased while Agent Mitchell approached us. Everyone okay? We nodded, though Rachel was shaking. Agent Mitchell carefully picked up dropped package using gloves and evidence bag. Through plastic, we could see it wasn't normal delivery. Inside was cell phone and note. Answer when it rings. You have 1 hour. This is escalating faster than expected, Agent Mitchell said. They're not just watching, they're making direct contact. Phone rang at exactly 2 p.m. Agent Mitchell nodded at Rachel, who answered on speaker while recording equipment captured every word. Rachel. Voice was calm, professional, almost friendly. Who is this? Someone who's been very disappointed in your recent choices. You were supposed to be simple job, but you've caused considerable complications. Good. I hope I've cost you millions, Voice chuckled. Actually, you've cost us something more valuable than money. You've cost us anonymity. That's a problem we need to solve. What do you want? A meeting. Tonight. Just you, your mother, and your daughter. No law enforcement, no surveillance, no tricks. And if I refuse? Then 3 families we're currently holding will pay the price for your selfishness. Starting with Jennifer Walsh's 8-year-old son. Rachel's face went white. You're lying. Am I? Jennifer, would you like to say hello? Terrified woman's voice through speaker. Rachel, don't come. They'll kill you anyway. Save yourself and… Line went dead. That evening, as Agent Mitchell outlined plan for meeting we all knew was trap, I realized everything we'd been through had just been preparation for this moment. The real test of our family was about to begin. Meeting location was perfect for ambush. Abandoned warehouse district on Toledo's outskirts where nobody would hear screams or gunshots. Agent Chen's team had 6 hours to position surveillance and backup, undetected by people who'd successfully evaded law enforcement for years. This feels like suicide, I said, going over plan for 5th time. It's opposite, Agent Mitchell replied. This is us taking control instead of letting them pick us off one by one. Sophia sat at kitchen table, supposedly doing homework, but actually monitoring communications equipment. She'd become scarily good at reading technical displays. Grandma, look, she pointed to screen. They're not just using cell phones to coordinate. They're using encrypted radio system. Agent Mitchell looked over Sophia's shoulder. Can you decode any? Not words, but I can track signal sources. At least 4 different locations transmitting, all around Warehouse District. 4 locations. So they're planning this as carefully as we are. Rachel had been quiet most afternoon, staring out front window. Finally, she spoke. I keep thinking about what that man said on phone. About us costing them anonymity. What about it? If they've been successful for years, it's because nobody knew they existed. But now, because of us, law enforcement agencies across multiple states are coordinating to find them. Agent Mitchell nodded, which means they have 2 choices, disappear completely or eliminate the threat. And we're the threat, Sophia said matter-of-factly. Yes, but so is everyone they're currently holding. Jennifer Walsh, her son, other families. They're all witnesses now. Weight of responsibility settled over us. We weren't just fighting for our own survival. At 8 p.m., we climbed into what looked like normal sedan, but was actually armored vehicle with more communication equipment than most police stations. Agent Mitchell rode front passenger seat while 2 other agents followed in second car. Remember, your job is keeping them talking long enough for us to locate and secure all hostages. Don't be heroes. What if they separate us? Rachel asked. They won't. They need all 3 together to ensure compliance. Warehouse District looked like ghost town. Empty buildings, broken streetlights, silence that made every small sound threatening. Agent Mitchell directed driver to specified building, 3-story brick structure that once manufactured something, but now stood empty and dark. Signal check, Agent Mitchell spoke into radio. All positions report. 7 different voices confirmed they were in position around perimeter. Remember, you're wearing recording devices and tracking chips. We can hear everything and know where you are at all times. We got out and walked toward building's main entrance. Man emerged from shadows. Not fake delivery guy from earlier, but someone older with calm confidence that comes from years of violence. Mrs. Richardson, Rachel, Sophia, thank you for coming. Where are hostages? Rachel demanded immediately. Safe, for now. Please come inside. There are people who want to meet you. Inside was maze of old machinery and shipping containers. Emergency lighting created path deeper into building, but everything beyond was terrifyingly dark. This way. He led us to what had been factory's main floor. Portable lights illuminated space converted to something like conference room, folding chairs around card table with several people already seated. I recognized one immediately. Mrs. Chen from our old apartment. Hello, Dorothy. she said pleasantly, as if we'd met at neighborhood barbecue. I'm sorry about the deception. You sent armed men to our house. You helped kidnap my daughter. I helped create opportunities. What people choose to do with those opportunities is up to them. Woman I didn't recognize spoke from other side of table. Mrs. Richardson, you and your family have caused us significant problems. Good. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. We're business people. We solve problems efficiently. By murdering families? By eliminating complications that threaten our operations. Sophia stepped closer to me, but when she spoke, her voice was steady. Where are Jennifer Walsh and her son? Safe, as promised. Would you like to see them? Woman gestured to someone in shadows. Moment later, Jennifer Walsh was escorted into light, alive but clearly traumatized. Behind her was Boy, who looked exactly like his photos from missing person reports. Jennifer! Rachel called out. Jennifer looked up, and I could see recognition, followed by something that looked like hope. Now, we need to discuss terms for everyone's continued safety. What kind of terms? Simple. You stop talking to law enforcement. You stop investigating our operations. You disappear quietly, and everyone lives. And if we refuse? She nodded to shadows again. 2 more people were brought into light, woman about Rachel's age and teenage girl. Then we solved the problem permanently. That's when Sophia did something surprising everyone, including me. She started laughing. What's funny? Woman asked. Irritated. You, Sophia said. You think you're so smart, but you made the same mistake Marcus made. What mistake? Sophia looked directly at her. You underestimated us. Before anyone could react, every light in building went out simultaneously. In darkness that followed, I heard Agent Mitchell's voice through hidden speakers. FBI. Nobody move. But real surprise was what happened next. Because person who had orchestrated our rescue wasn't Agent Chen or her team. It was Sophia, using skills she'd never told any of us she possessed. In chaos of flashing lights and shouting voices, I lost track of Sophia completely. FBI agents everywhere. Criminals running in all directions, and I couldn't see my granddaughter anywhere. Sophia, I called out, but voice was lost in operation noise. Rachel grabbed my arm. Mom, she's okay. Look. She pointed to warehouse corner, where Sophia sat calmly at laptop computer, seemingly oblivious to drama around her. Agent Mitchell stood next to her, speaking rapidly into radio. How did she? Your granddaughter has been running her own operation parallel to ours this entire time, Agent Mitchell said as we approached. Sophia looked up from computer screen with sheepish expression. Sorry I didn't tell you, but I wasn't sure it would work. What wouldn't work? Rachel asked. Remember how I said I could track their radio signals? Well, I also figured out how to intercept them. I've been monitoring their communications for 3 days. Agent Mitchell shook her head in amazement. She knew about this meeting location before they told us. She knew how many people would be here, and she figured out how to cut power to entire building from remote location. How? Sophia grinned, first completely happy expression I'd seen in weeks. Remember when you taught me that best way to solve problem is understand all pieces? I spent lots of time learning about electrical systems and building schematics. Sophia, you're 11 years old. Yeah, but I'm really good at learning things online. Around us, FBI agents were processing arrests while paramedics checked rescued hostages. Jennifer Walsh and her son were reunited and being evaluated, along with 2 other women and teenage girl missing for months. Is everyone safe? Rachel asked. Agent Mitchell nodded. Thanks to your family, we've rescued 6 hostages and arrested 12 people tonight. This trafficking ring is finished. What about people at the top? Ones giving orders? Woman who was questioning you, her name is Patricia Morrison, and she's been on our most wanted list for human trafficking for 2 years. We got her. Sophia closed laptop and stood up. Can we go home now? Yes, you can go home. 3 months later, we were indeed home, not in cramped apartment where nightmare began, but in small house outside Toledo, with yard big enough for Sophia to play in and quiet enough for Rachel to heal. Trial proceedings were ongoing, but our part was mostly finished. Rachel had testified about her experiences, I had described our investigation, and Sophia had explained to courtroom full of adults how she'd managed to outsmart criminal organization using her laptop and determination to save her mother. "Do you think we'll ever feel completely normal again?" Rachel asked one evening as we sat on new front porch watching Sophia play with neighbor's dog. "I don't know, but I think we're stronger now than before." Rachel nodded. "Sophia asked me yesterday if I was proud of her." "What did you tell her?" "That I've never been more proud of anyone in my life." Sophia looked up from her game and waved at us. She was still same brilliant, curious child she'd always been, but now carried herself with confidence that comes from knowing she can handle whatever life throws at her. "You know what I realized?" I said. "What?" "For 25 years, I taught teenagers they were capable of more than they knew. But I never imagined my own granddaughter would teach me the same lesson." Rachel smiled. "She's remarkable. She gets it from her mother." That night, as I tucked Sophia into her new bedroom, she asked question I'd been expecting. "Grandma, do you think there are other families out there who need help like we did?" "Probably. Maybe someday, when I'm older, I could help them too." I looked at this extraordinary child who had saved her mother, outsmarted criminals, and helped FBI dismantle trafficking ring, all while maintaining compassion for other people's suffering. Maybe you could, but for now, how about we focus on being normal family for a while? Can we still be little bit extraordinary? I laughed. "Sweetheart, we could never be anything else." As I turned off bedroom light, I realized our story had ended exactly where it needed. Not with revenge or dramatic confrontations, but with family that had been broken learning how to be whole again. Sometimes, the best victories are quiet ones. And in our house on Oak Drive, that was all the extraordinary we needed. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and feel free to share your story in the comments. Your voice matters.